Hi there. Today we're going to make organic movements using only one keyframe. To be specific, our animation will mostly be driven by graph modifiers. In this video, we will be using a rigged dog for the base character. If you are unfamiliar with character rigging, I suggest you learn how to rig first before continuing this tutorial. So let's start the tutorial. First, select any joint. In this case, I'll choose the base of the neck. Then check which of the rotational axes you want to animate. I want the dog to look left and right. So I'll choose the Y rotational axis. Then I'll add a keyframe to the axis in any frame. In this case, placement of keyframes won't matter. Make sure you select the right axis in the graph editor, which is located in the bottom left of the screen. As you can see, rotation Y is highlighted. Then press N to toggle the side menu at the right side. Then go to Modifiers. To start, we will use a noise modifier. Edit the modifier's parameters to your liking. Most of the time, it is trial and error. I'm happy with how this noise is looking for now. I'll edit this further later. To flatten the peaks of the noise, I'm going to add a limit modifier. Having flat lines in the graph will make the character hold specific positions for longer periods of time. Here in the limit modifier, I'm only adding limits to the Y-axis. Flattening the graph can result to unnatural-looking stops. This won't look good in 3D animation. To break this, we should add another noise modifier. This time, adding a finer and subtle noise modifier is a great move. If we add a prominent noise modifier, this will make the animation super shaky or jittery. Now let's move on to the upper part of the neck. Let's animate the same axis, and we're going to add the same modifiers as the last joint. As you can see, I'm copying the modifier from the last joint. The only difference this time is that we are going to add an offset value to add an organic looking lag on our character's movement. You can see here that I'm trying different values. Again, this process is trial and error. Moving on. Now, let's add head tilts to imply that the character is curious. This will add to the character's emotions and cuteness. First, check the right axis to animate. In this case, it's still the Y rotational axis. We're still going to use the same modifiers but with different numerical values to add variety. Now we're done with the basics, let's make this dog more alive. By using shape keys, I'm going to animate the dog's tongue to imply that he is breathing. Instead of adding random graph values by using the noise modifier, using repetitive values with the built-in function would be better. Adding to that, I'm also adding a copy of the tongue's modifier to the dog's cheeks to emphasize its breathing animation. At this point, it looks like the dog is alive. But we're not stopping here. Let's add tail wiggles. Knowing the basics, I think you now can follow along as I animate the tail. I'm only going to use built-in functions as modifiers. But other than that, the tail functions the same as the neck. Looking good so far. To finish this animation, let's animate the dog's hips so that he crouches down and stands back up again. Just to make the animation more organic. This time, I'm adding modifiers to the Z location, not the rotation. We now have a living 3D character. Note that this technique can also be used in different characters, not just dogs. You can use the noise modifier for random movements. For repetitive actions, built-in function is the best modifier. Another good use for this is for making a bird's wings flap. You can even use it for dragons. Now, I'll finish this tutorial. I hope you learned something. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, that will help this channel a lot.